really good, inside and out, because you want your broth to be salty enough to bring all the other flavors together. And it doesn't, I've tried salting it later, but it doesn't do the same. Like I said, I put it back down in this big old pot. And I'm going to fill this pot up with hot water so it won't take it so long to boil. And after we start boiling, it's going to take about 4 hours for this old hen to be tender enough to put into the dressing. All right, now that the old hen is in the water, I'm going to turn it on high because it will take it quite a while, even with hot water, to start to boil. And as I said, it takes at least 4 hours for it to cook and be tender enough to eat. I start early on making my dressing. My cornbread was made this morning, and what I'm doing is going to pinch it up.
I'm gonna zoom in on your hands.
Okay. And this will get soft, so I just pinch it up any old way. And now how much you make of the cornbread depends on how many you're feeding. We have a rather large group of green onions in my dressing. And that is what I'm fixing to do. I've got this all pinched up. You notice I have green onions all chopped up. Now how much I put in there depends. I'm going to mix it all up. And while this sets overnight, the cornbread and the onions will meld in flavor. And whenever I put the broth in and the old chicken in tomorrow, it gives it a very special flavor. It smells good already. Now you can see that it's pretty full of onions. And if you could smell right now, that cornbread and onion smell would whet your appetite. Now, I will set this aside in a cool place overnight. I put the lid on it. I don't close it up completely. I leave a little bit of an air hole there. And I'm going to set it in a cool place. So here is what I do. I slice this way. Then I turn it the other way. And then I cut the small pieces.
All right, guys, so Maw Maw here. We're gonna finish up her cornbread dressing. I'm just gonna let her show you how she finishes it all up and puts it in the oven.
Night because it allows the blend of the different ingredients. This morning I boiled my eggs and chopped them, and a few olives to go in there, and I'm going to put it in the cornbread and onion mixture, saving one egg to do a little bit of garnishing. Now I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to mix those things up to get to the chicken broth and the chicken. Once again, hands into it. That's how you sort of tell when it is enough. Now it looks like it'll be too juicy, but by the time you cook it about an hour and a half, it will have dried out and come out just about right. Now, the last thing that I do is to take the chicken, and I'm going to put it in here and stuff the chicken full and cook it at 350 for about an hour to an hour and a half. I said you're lucky if you get giblets in the chicken. I did do a liver, so it's going into my dressing. And as I said, I'm going to put dressing in the chicken, and then I'm going to turn it over. Put the breast down so it won't dry out. Cross it, not long ways, but round way, and I put this around the chicken. This is ready to go into the oven. I will put a lid on it and let it cook at 350, as I said, from an hour to an hour and a half. At that time, I will bump up the heat, take the lid off so it can brown on top. And then I have a finished product. Yes, I have to get my grin.
Beautiful.